guys, Dave from Timber Time Outdoors. In this video, we are going to look at how to strap down your ATV or UTV the right way. So stay with us. All right, guys, so you got yourself a new machine, ATV, UTV. You're trying to figure out how to strap it down. You've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to do three things. Number one, we're going to do an unboxing. Number two, we're going to do a quick install. And number three, I'm going to show you the right and the wrong way how to strap down a UTV or ATV. So this company, Trekasee, they reached out to me, wanted me to talk about their product. Usually, 9 times out of 10, I hit the delete button on stuff like this. I just don't do it. It's not my thing. But every once in a while, a company that has a superior product will reach out to me, and if I believe in it, I will endorse it. I believe in this one. And the system is easy. The system is superior over some of the other methods. So I'm going to show you that here today. The company is Trekasee. I will link in the description where you can find these on Amazon. At the time of this filming, I think they're around 49 bucks, something like that. So let's get after it. All right, let's get to the unboxing here. Everybody loves an unboxing. And let's see what we're dealing with here. So it's a pretty heavy box, actually. It's got to be at least 10 or 15 pounds. All right, we got a hardware pack. Looks like stainless steel, perhaps, so that's good. Oh, I like this. So, great big fender washers. It's the only way to go. Don't use lag bolts, guys, when you assemble this stuff. All right, and then we get into the straps. Let's see here. We'll kind of go through things in detail, but you got 4 straps. And then here are the wheel chocks or wheel blocks with the integrated E-track. So you got 4 of these. Looks like a nice powder coated finish. Got the logo on there. Cut one of these open here. Looks like a nice 2-inch strap. I'll have to look up some of the strength specs, but I'm guessing 3,000 pounds, probably 10,000 breakaway. I'll have to verify that, put it up on the screen if it's different. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. And, you know, standard E-track. So if you don't know how E-track works, whoops, goes in like that, you let go. And then this side, of course, will go into the ratchet, which is this guy. As far as the ratchet goes, more E-track on this end, so that goes like that. Pretty standard ratchet, it looks like. Got the quick breakaway feature. Over-molded handle. That's rubber. It's the harder rubber if it's rubber. Yeah, I would say, you know, pretty standard for this size of a ratchet. Overall, looks like decent quality. I do like the high vis. So easy to see. You know, when you drive your machine up, you'll be able to look over the side or whatever to see where your wheels go. You know, sometimes that's the hardest part, is getting your weight distribution correct, getting those located. So that's what I do like about these chocks. Not only it keeps you from rolling, but it also gives you that same point of context when you drive your machine on. You know it's centered, you know you're over the wheels where you want it to be, you've got the right tongue weight. So having that wheel stop is kind of a 2-for-1. All right, so let's lay this out and kind of just see what we're dealing with. All right, I got things kind of laid out here on the table so you can see everything that comes in the kit. Forgot to mention the warranty card and instruction guide. But very simple kit. I like it. The quality seems, you know, pretty first class, at least up to the competition. Here's your instruction guide. Looks pretty straightforward. That is what we're going to do next. We're going to install this. So let's get after it. All right, guys. We're going to look at the Easy Hauler here quick, because this is where I will likely use this system long term. I got some stuff in here right now. It's kind of set up for my Harley. Got some kayaks. What I wanted to show you here, well, a couple things. So I'm not gonna for this video, I'm not gonna install this in here because it'll be weird from a lighting perspective. So I can't really show it in this this trailer very easily. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna show it on that trailer over there. So old utility trailer, you'll get the idea. So we'll do the install on that one. But I wanted to talk about something that happened to this trailer because this system's not likely to have this issue. So when I was hauling my Harley Davidson in there, using the amazing tank straps here, that system's really good, by the way. Hopefully this will show up on camera. This is aluminum E-Track, okay? Super lightweight. I wanted aluminum because I'm trying to keep, you know, this is a single wheel. So I'm trying to keep the weight down of my payload. And so I went with aluminum E-Track, and my Harley Davidson actually bent these things. Now, had I had more screws, certainly, you know, probably wouldn't have done that. I've got a screw here and a screw there, so it's kind of right in the middle. But, you know, this is steel, okay? So, you know, there's a place for aluminum in this world, and there's a place for steel. If you have the capacity, I think you should go with steel. I don't know if I like this aluminum stuff. Obviously, it won't rust. In certain situations, it's really good. But when you're trying to hold a 900-pound Harley Davidson, maybe not so good. So UTVs are heavy as well. Steel's probably going to work better. So anyhow, you know, E-Track just basically goes like that. You drive up on it. But let's get going on the install on the other trailer. So here's the other trailer. This bad boy is like 30-some years old. She's seen better days, but you know, for the purposes of this, I think it'll get the job done. So essentially, I'm just going to bolt this through the floor. This is my wood hauler, by the way. So yeah, we're just going to put these in the floor, drive the ATV up here, and show you how the system works. You'll get the idea. All right, before we get to drilling, I want to just kind of show you the instructions. They're really straightforward. Basically, they walk through, you know, what I just told you. Kind of talks about, you know, 1 or 2 people. Obviously, if you got a big trailer, having someone underneath is going to be helpful. Yeah, so this is again how you use it down here. So you got this for reference. Obviously, this comes from overseas based on the, you know, the nice price point, but it's obviously some spelling errors. But yeah, really easy installation. Nothing you guys can't handle. So let's get drilling. All right, so I've got the trailer laid out here. Got 2 chocks. I'm going to do one in the rear right here and one in the front right there. Kind of alternate them a little bit. That's what the instructions recommend. You could do 4 chocks, not necessary. This is how I'm going to do it. So for the install here, we're going to focus on these 2, get them drilled out, get the screws in, and I'll show you how the straps go on. All right, so just take a Sharpie and kind of mark the holes. You could use the chalk as a template, I suppose, and not mark them, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark all 6. That out of the way, and go ahead and drill holes. All right, got all 4 holes, all 6 holes drilled out. Get rid of the wood chips here, and we'll get some of the bolts put on. Looks like I might need to drill, because my drill walked on me a little bit, but we'll get a couple of these, and you get the idea, guys. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just drop that in there. All right, so we're looking up at the bottom of the trailer here, and you can see it's got some wiring to worry about. So you got to just be careful of that. But essentially, we're just going to put a washer on here. Let's see if I can get one of these started. Put the lock nut on. Whoops, almost dropped it. This is hard to do. Here we go. And then we'll get some wrenches on here and tighten her down. All right, as you can see, I've got all 6 tightened now. All right, I got the straps on here and wanted to just, kind of show. Obviously you want to be able to get at your ratchet, so I'm going to have this towards the back. And then the strap itself, attaches to the E-Track, but they have this neat, these rubber sliders. I'm not sure what we call them here, but essentially what these are going to do is they are going to kind of seat themselves on the tire. So this strap goes around the tire. These rubber things, get within the knobs on the tire, the knobbies on the tire. And then you just thread your strap on through here and ratchet things tight. And that's going to hold the wheel down. So let's get the ATV up here and kind of show you on the machine. All right, guys, we got the ATV up on the trailer here, and we've got the Tracassi strap ready to go, and then I've also got old school tying into the suspension. So the Tracassi grabs onto the wheel, and then I'm also going to show you what happens to your straps when you just basically grab onto the machine above the suspension, and you're going to see what happens to that strap. So if you've ever found a strap that came loose or maybe fell off, I'm going to show you how that happens here, and then we'll show you why it is so superior to grab onto the wheel versus the machine. So basically how I'm going to do that is I'm going to jump up on there, and I'm gonna just bounce like you're going down the road, going over bridge decks, and we'll have the camera on the straps. So here's what not to do. Okay, let's tighten it up. All right, you can see that she's good and tight right now, but here's what happens when you go down the road. I'm going to climb up on the machine here. And, even if you have good suspension on your trailer, this is what's going to happen. Bridge decks and so forth, they're just a problem. So here we go. You can see the slack that gets in that strap can sometimes cause it to go loose. Climbing off here. Oh. All right, so that was a short little test, and you can see it's still tight, but going down the road for an hour at a time, stuff's going to happen. Stuff's going to come loose, and so I'll show you now how grabbing on the wheel is a far superior way to do it. All right, kind of hard to film this here, but you can see the strap. It's grabbing onto the E-Track there. Comes around the wheel, and these rubber little sleeves that kind of slide on the strap, they've got nice teeth that kind of fit in between the lugs, keep that strap from sliding off the tire. There's 2 of them, so they just kind of find their way in between the lugs. You can adjust them depending on what kind of tread you have. And then over here, you just fasten down to the other side of the E-Track. So if you're not familiar with E-Track, you flip that lever up, put one side in, and then you're fastened in. And then, of course, ratchet it down, and you can kind of see it starts to compress the tire a little bit. And those rubber straps and little boots and sleeves grab on tight. So, we are super, super secure here. So let's jump up on the machine now, and I'll show you what happens to this strap and what the difference is. The machine's going to bounce all over, but that strap's going to be nice and rigid. All right, I'll get up on the machine, And we'll simulate our bumpy road here. So climbing up. All right, and now you can see the suspension is completely taken out of the equation. So I'm just gonna bounce like crazy. And you know, I have a Polaris, and they typically are like riding on a cloud, depending on how you set the suspension. Climbing down here now, guys, but you know, very soft and lots of bounce. And so I've had straps come loose on this machine quite a bit. So yeah, this is a far superior system. All right, and then you know, when you get to your location, you're ready to take the machine off. Super simple, just like any ratchet. It's got a quick release system, and get the strap out of the way, and you can drive off. And the great thing is, you know, these little chocks, they are always in the same place, and you know right where to stop if you're worried about load distribution. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up. Hopefully you learned something about how to strap down a UTV. Again, I don't endorse products very often. This one I do like. Trekkie, this is their wheel chock system for UTVs and ATVs. So I guess, you know, if you're interested, get out there and check it out. Like, subscribe, send it to your friends, and remember, everybody, keep it in the timber. Bye-bye.